Well, hello and welcome from the overcast and wet Porthcawl, South Wales. Hopefully the rain will stay away when I make this video, fingers crossed. Anyway, I'm taking a little walk to get out of the house and also to discuss with you our next trip. Our first cruise with Cunard on the Queen Mary 2. So what are we looking forward to? What are we slightly apprehensive about? And hopefully you can give us a few tips. So let's get started. For some reason I thought it would be a good idea if I recorded this when I was walking across the rocks to the beach. I don't know why, it's quite slippery, I may go flying. Anyway, where are we going? Well, we're going on a short, like a taster cruise with Cunard on the Queen Mary to Bruges. It's just 4 nights, and if you're on board, come and say hello. Here comes the rain again. I think I'll continue up in the shelter. If you're from the UK, you know what summer we've had. Not very good at all. Who are we travelling with? Well, as usual, it's myself and Mel, but we've got some guests with us. One is Councillor Aspie, who you may have seen in previous videos. I don't know who invited him. And the other is my mother, who's 86, and she's never been on a cruise before. So I thought this will be a good little taster for her as well. Forgot to mention, Porthcawl has got its own sea monster as well. There he is. Well, there she is, Lizzie. So the rain's quite heavy. I'm seeking shelter under the promenade here. So why have we chosen to go on Queen Mary 2 with Cunard? Well, for a couple of reasons. Firstly, like I said, my mum wanted to try a cruise. She's never been before. We thought this no-fly 4-day taster cruise would be perfect. And also, myself and Mel are going transatlantic on Queen Mary 2 next year. We're going on the BFI Film Festival at Sea cruise. So we're really looking forward to that. So we're going to try Queen Mary before that voyage. So join us on this little trip. Don't forget to subscribe and come along and see how we get on. And hopefully if you like it, you can join us on our future cruises. We've got quite a few coming up later this year into next year. Let's continue talking about this little trip. The Queen Mary 2 to Bruges. I can't stay under the promenade all day. What I'll do, I'll walk up to another shelter. And while I'm doing that, what I'll do, I'll give you some facts. Well, you probably know some of these already about the Queen Mary 2, because it's not any old cruise ship. It's actually an ocean liner, and it's designed to travel across the North Atlantic back and forth to America. And like I said, we're trying that ourselves in March. Oh, this rain. A seaside town in the rain, not the best. Anyway, some other facts about the Queen Mary 2. I've got them written down. How big is it? Let's have a look. It entered service in 2004, and it's the flagship of the Cunard fleet. The passenger capacity is 2,695 and a crew of 1,253. So those are some of the facts about Queen Mary 2. So it's relatively quite an old ship, but it is unique in the fact it's the only real ocean-going liner left. I forgot to mention, Councillor Aspie, who is coming with us, has been on Queen Mary 2 before. So he thinks he knows it all. I'm sure he doesn't. And he said he's got like a white jacket, like a Caribbean style blazer for the gala night. So we're looking forward to seeing that. Not. So what are we looking forward to? We hope to find some classic Art Deco elegance, a glimpse into the past of the golden era of ocean-going liners, a break from the 21st century, a bit of glamour, like being in an Agatha Christie novel. I expect to see Hercule Poirot walking across the fire at some point. Also, we're looking forward to dressing up on formal nights. You don't get a chance to do much of that these days. And the White Star service, basically like the Titanic experience, except the sinking part. Definitely except the sinking part. Well, the rain's eased off a bit. Let's continue walking to the beach. Hopefully I'll get there this time. It won't start raining again. So again, I'm walking over the rocks, trying to film. Not the best idea. It's wet, but it is really warm. So, what are we not too sure about on this cruise, on the Queen Mary 2? Let's discuss those points. Made to the sand. Mel did come out with me, but she had the common sense to go to a cafe when it started raining and left me to do the rest of the video on my own. What are we unsure about? Well, will the ship be past its prime rather than elegant? Or will it be old-fashioned rather than classic? I bet our concerns are unfounded because when we have seen videos, it does look really nice. Also, the term posh is used a lot when it comes to Cunard and Queen Mary 2. But I hope there is going to be some pomp to the whole thing, people dressed up and people dressing up. But if you're really posh, you've probably got your own yacht in Monaco. I just hope, I doubt it, I just hope it's not going to have people like Mrs. Bouquet or Margot from The Good Life. Those sort of old-style 70s snobby people. I doubt it. And what a reference, Margot from The Good Life. I bet no one under 50 knows who she is. Like I said, I hope there is going to be some formality to it, but comfortable formality, fun formality, dressing up, having a good time. Saying that, there's one other thing we're both concerned about, the entertainment. We've seen a few videos when people have been dancing, but not in a glamorous, sort of strictly sort of way, in a old-fashioned tea dance sort of way. I'm sure it's not going to be like that. I'm sure there'll be plenty of other entertainment and we're going to have a good time. And our concerns are unfounded. Like I said, we're all really looking forward to it. So the itinerary. We depart Southampton, overnight to Zeebrugge for Bruges. We spend the night in port, then depart the next day, and it's a full sea day before arriving back in Southampton. 4 nights in total. As I've mentioned, it's a taster cruise of Cunard for us, and also a taster of cruising in general for my mother. We have been to Bruges before. It was our very first cruise on P&O Aurora back in May 2023, so only about a year ago. But my mum's never been. Strangely, like I said, she's 86, but the other day she watched In Bruges. I thought it was going to be too violent for her, but she really enjoyed it. She got to be, I hope those gangsters are still in town. But being from Southampton, 4-night cruise, it is an easy, no-fly cruise for us. So we're all driving down together. Myself, Mel, my mum and Sean. How long before the first argument? I'll give it 10 miles. By the way, if you do want to see more of us, and you have been cleared by a doctor, we now have a Patreon. You can see more of our travels, behind the scenes and things like that. So I'll put a link to that below. So unfortunately, or should I say fortunately, It's only a short video this week talking about our forthcoming cruise on Queen Mary 2. When you're watching this, we'll probably still be on board. And if you're a passenger and you see us on board the Queen Mary 2, come over and say hello. We are quite civilised, well, most of the time. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because we have got a few more cruises coming up towards the end of the year. We're going transatlantic again, but this time with celebrity. And when we get to America, we're going to be trying Royal Caribbean for the first time as well. So we're looking forward to that. Anyway, myself and Mel will see you in another video coming up very shortly. So until then, goodbye. Bye. And the rain's starting again. I thought the sun was coming out. Anyway, bye.